Hello, YouTubers. It's a real Back to the Future moment here on the Joe Kersey channel. Now, admittedly, my first video went up on December 1st, 2012, but here it is, January 2nd, 2019. I think it's going to be video 1599. I think I've privatized two of them, so it's really video 1601. How would I have realized that a simple curiosity and an experiment I tried out 2 months after I got my very first computer turned into this kind of thing that I have done and continue to do? Now, it's maybe not quite as often as I did, but you know, I got off a live stream with Gail Crabtree out of Tennessee here earlier, just about half hour ago. She had been on, she was getting ready to get off, but she stayed on for a while, and so then other people chimed in, and it was fun to, very few people do these live streams very well. She does them well. That's Brad out of Manchester, England, does them very well. Dean Caswell out of Australia does them extremely well. But there are a number of people that don't do them well at all. It's just like, hey, there's no discussion going on. And Gail can kind of conduct a discussion, and Dean Caswell certainly conducts a discussion. That's Brad. That's his channel name. That's not his real name. He gets, people talking about both the magnet fishing stuff and some other things that go on, So he handles it very well. I've never been. Some people have said, "Oh, you ought to do live streams." I said, I would not. It would not be a good. It would not be a good format for me. Oh, I know that. But it's fun. She was going to start this at 3 this afternoon here on Eastern Time, so I got watching some of these UK BBC mystery things out of YouTube. I just kind of lost track of the time, and then I need to go see Gail. So, Tony Pincham put up his New Year's Day gift haul video today, which, it's like Chocolate City over there, which reminds me of the phrase from that great movie with Malcolm McDowell in it. Lindsay Anderson was the director, called Oh Lucky Man. And it didn't do well at the box office, but I have the thing on videotape. It's great. And he's a traveling coffee salesman, and he's traveling in the north of England. And he shows up at a town and like a small hotel, and just like, oh, you want to go see something, and it's one of these sort of in the back room strip club joints, and you've got one of these guys in the paisley coated, MC, hey, very smarmy sort of thing, and he says, what do you want? What do you want for our next scene? And they got these porn actors come out and enact the scene, and the guys are saying, chocolate sandwich, chocolate sandwich, chocolate sandwich, and so when I saw all the chocolate stuff on Tony's floor, I was thinking of that. Meanwhile, the other night, as I had mentioned, I got to talk with, or he had mentioned, anyway, I got to talk with he and Ann, and sister Ann, and brother-in-law George. I mean, really great, wonderful people. And Tony somehow it worked out that he had a lot of time off continuously this New Year's Eve, end of the year, Christmassy time thing, and well, he's just loving this. Good for him. Good for them. So that was fun. We must have talked about 45, 50, almost an hour, I think, during the turn of their new year. And then, and that was, of course, now we're talking. Now, that's old news now. See, it's how it's January 2nd, 2019. 17:30 in the evening Eastern Time. I'd forgotten to mention that. Well, I finally got rid of the shirt that had all my snot dribbled down the front of it. I got a brand new clean shirt on. At some point, I'm going to go down and do some laundry. There's a way I could rig up a way I could sort of like rope down the thing without me having to carry it down those damn steps. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I'm sure there is a way to do it. I'll have to think about that for a while. Yeah. Maybe a little project here. Well, I should have put the prayer list out yesterday, but I didn't. I put it out this morning. The January 2019 prayer list out. If I can, I like to try to thin the herd. There's this one woman that puts on anything and anybody that strikes her fancy, but 80% of them aren't connected with our church. And, so you leave them on. I've left these folks on there for months. I mean, more than months, a couple of years or more. And so I finally said, I'm going to cut off anybody in her section that isn't part of her family or connected to her directly. I'll be interested to see if anybody chimes in on a correction on that. There was one woman that another woman in our parish knows, and she may send me a little update on them at some point. But if not, I got to get this thing down under 4 pages. Well, under 5 pages. Excuse me. Oh, good Lord. Belch away, Joe. Last night, what a treat. The good Liz came over with deviled eggs and shrimp and these great little miniature sandwiches. And what else did she bring over? Well, it's in the refrigerator. And what a great thing. It was always fun to be able to talk with her, I guess Henry was at a political do or something for his, political thing, okay? And we got talking about who might confront Trump. Now listen, I don't have a hard on about Trump either way, quite honestly. I mean, I don't like his style. I find him personally very offensive individual. I don't like his tweeting, but some of the policies I think, have been okay. I don't care if he misleads the news media, because every president in the world has ever always misled the news media. And they've always had a big hard-on about it. All right. That's the way it works. That's called a free press. But we got to think about who could the Democrats run that acted like adults and didn't have some sort of off-the-wall quasi-communist party policies to run against Trump. And I thought, well, Sherrod Brown, our U.S. Senator in Ohio, I don't really have a problem with a lot of stuff he says except about guns, okay? And if our rhino now ex-governor, were to switch parties and run as a Democrat, I don't have a problem with a lot of what he has to say either, except for his gun stuff. Now, there's that little pesky constitutional limitation about you can't have a president and vice president from the same state. But Henry IV said Paris is worth a mass. Clearly, Hillary Clinton said New York was worth not a mass perhaps, but probably a little envelope under the table, a few places to, move to New York and become a resident of New York, so she could become a U.S. Senator from New York, so that's not a problem for a lot of folks, plus, hell, Casey, it's time for Casey to go down to a non-income tax state down there in Florida, Anyway, he could run as they could run together. They're both adults. They don't act like jerks. They're both very personable. Well, Sherrod Brown certainly is very personable. He doesn't come across as self-righteous. John Casey comes across as a prick, but okay. Yeah, that's his role in life. Okay. Some people have to come across that. Some people, that's their role in life. So, she thought that was a great idea. I do too, frankly. I could vote. I could bring myself to vote for them. Although I've grown to kind of like Trump. Well, not him. Oh no, not him. But what he's achieving, I really do not like his hatefulness on immigration. Well, okay. Control our borders, but don't be hateful about it. Just don't be hateful. Being hateful never got anybody anywhere. Don't be hateful. So that was a great evening sitting here with, Liz eating sandwiches and eating shrimp and things, telling the stories. So that's reality today. I wanted to watch the Ohio State football game with Wisconsin there in the Rose Bowl, but it wasn't on broadcast TV, so I listened to it on my little. I played the radio through my phone. Liz, to her credit, she left off watching the game at her house and came over here where she could not watch the game. I think that sucks. You can't watch the daggone game on commercial television in the town where the university is. Come on. Follow the money. Deep throat. Well, so let's see. Tonight I'll have, I've got an abundance of food, so God bless us all on that. I think I need to order some. I need to put a Walmart order in because there's some things from Walmart I can't find in the stores. Like the trash bags I like, and I've got some vitamins I need to order. And, then I need to write before the 15th. Yeah, the 15th. I have to write federal and state estimated tax. So, all right. Now, of course, toward the end of the month will be the truck insurance comes in. I mean, there's a certain amount of big hits come in this first part of the year. You know. Plus, I tend to front load all my charitable giving. And, you know, I give the church what I give the church. Food for the Poor and Faith Mission and Carter's College Fund and a couple of scholarships from Ohio State University. But I tend to drag that out into February too. So, but the earlier in, the better it goes for all this stuff. So. Sure, one does what one can, you know. We're all two bad decisions from living under a bridge. Yes, we are. So I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers now. Okay. Okay.